Hey, would you ask Santa for Christmas?
Strippers and cocaine, dude. Honestly,
Do you think the North Pole would provide that?
no, I reckon not.
You think Santa will just bring you like snow and little female elves to strip for you?
he takes he takes some poor like elf's wife, and he's like, "I'm sorry, dude. Like that's what he wished for." what, what are you gonna do, man?
Sorry, Dale, I'm taking your wife. Welcome back to another episode of Terrorvision. I'm Alex,
And I'm Justin.
and 'tis the season because it's our Christmas special. Ho ho ho!
It is. It
Merry
is.
Christmas, Merry Christmas.
You know, I don't know if you and I have been good enough though, to be honest.
I'm definitely on the naughty list. That's for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. What did
I
what did
was
you do to earn you on the naughty list?
I kicked it. I kicked a child,
Kicked a child.
and I let a dog run into the freeway. So
Mm,
I'm definitely getting a pile of shit in my stocking this year. Not coal,
for sure.
an actual pile of shit. Like Santa's gonna pull down his red trousers and just lay a fat dumpy in my stocking. So,
Fair enough. Fair enough.
by the way, the dog thing was just a joke. So, yeah, just I didn't let no dog on the freeway. I would
Oh,
never.
but the kid part was real.
Oh yeah, one hundred
Okay, for
percent.
sure. Well, that's fair because I punched a baby, so
Lucky. Yeah, me and Alex are definitely on the naughty list this year, and tis the season, bah humbug.
mhm.
So for today's Christmas special, me and Alex here are going to be reviewing Krampus 2015. I really like this movie though. It's a really good Christmas movie for just like shits and giggles.
Yeah, man. No, I agree. I thought this was fun. I was kind of going into it because I had never seen this movie before. I remember when it was coming out, and I remember just thinking like, this looks shitty. Like I remember being like, why
I
is
remember that.
I remember being like, why is bro from Parks and Rec in some like shitty PG-13 horror movie? But no, I watched it, man. Like I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. Like this might be something I rewatch next Christmas or something. Like
Oh
this was
yeah,
a fun
most
watch.
definitely. No, yeah, I actually saw this in theaters when it came out, and I was
Mm,
going into this movie like low expectations. I was like, this movie kind of just looks shitty, and
hmm
it has well, my mindset changed after the fact, but at first I was like, why do we have all these comedians in this movie, you know?
Yeah.
So and then after watching it, I was just like, holy fuck, that was actually pretty good. And everybody in that movie was really fucking funny. And it was a good mix of both like horror and comedy. Which, speaking of horror and comedy, to get a little rundown of Krampus, it's an hour and 38-minute horror comedy. It's directed by Michael Dougherty, and IMDb gave it a 6.2 out of 10, and Rotten Tomatoes gave it a 66%. But besides those ratings, I thought this movie was pretty good. I thought it was a pretty funny movie. Like I was saying, it definitely gives the horror comedy aspect. Also, I really love the practical effects in this movie. I like how none of this movie was really CGI'd.
There
And
were there were a few CGI things, but you're right, most of it was practical, and the practical stuff definitely looked a lot better than the CGI stuff.
I would say more of like environmental wise was very CGI'd.
Hmm
And then also besides the fact that Krampus was like jumping from roof to roof chasing the one girl. But
Yeah.
otherwise, no, yeah, the movie was very practical with their effects. I just loved just the old school effects in this movie. And, with like the puppeteers and all that stuff. So
Yeah.
no, it was a really cool, funny, and fun movie to watch. So
No, but so I mean, this movie is not Shakespearean. I mean, it's pretty simple.
yeah,
It's about this family, and I'm gonna pull up their names because I don't think I learned a single fucking person's name during this movie.
honestly, I think the only name I know is like Uncle Howard and I think Beth. Wasn't that the
Yeah,
daughter's
Beth is
name?
the daughter.
That's all I remember.
It's about this family. There's the dad Tom, the mom Sarah, and then their two kids Max and Beth. And they invite their relatives over for Christmas, for like the holidays, for a couple days. And that's their Uncle Howard, Aunt Linda, and their like what, three cousins?
Yeah.
No, wait, no,
Four.
Four.
Yeah,
Four
because of the
cousins.
baby.
Right, because of the baby. And then they all show up with another aunt who like nobody really likes, and they're like, "Why the fuck did you bring her?" And she's like, "Oh, I don't really know."
She was the best bit in this movie. Like, I loved her character.
She she was funny, but like I was watching it and I was like, she would be catching hands if this was me. Oh, she would be catching hands. You would be out on the snow on the sidewalk. But yeah, I mean they invite the relatives over, and the relatives fucking suck, dude. Like the uncle is just like such an asshole to the dad, and both the aunts are like really passive aggressively mean to the mom, and all of the cousins bully Max, the son, because he's like way too old to still be believing in Christmas. But that's besides the point, I guess. And
Poor old Maxi Pad.
Maxi. Yeah, dude, like, I don't know why. Like, I get it's a movie, but like, how did it get this bad? You know what I mean? Like, at some point, like, the dad had to be like, "Hey guys, like, maybe don't fucking call my son that. That's really fucking mean, really mean."
You know, I was gonna add too, since you're explaining all like the family dynamics like towards one another. This movie, what I really like a lot is just the realism around Christmas and family for
Yeah,
most of the parts of how like there's always gonna be a lot of drama and politics and the gun talks, and it's just this movie just kind of just shows like what uh family reality is kind of like during like the Christmas season or just big family events as so.
yeah, no, for sure. I because yeah, Christmas movies usually they do that where they're like, oh, like the family, they have their differences, but we're all gonna come together in the spirit of Christmas. And this movie kind of has that, but it definitely focuses a little more on the like, yeah, your shitty racist uncle is definitely going to come, and he is definitely going to say something fucked up, and there's nothing you can do about it. And that sucks, but like, hey man, that's part of the holidays. Like,
This movie kind of related to like the Uncle Howard side of the family kind of is very relatable in some sense in my life.
no, dude, me too. I've got an Uncle Howard. I've got a couple Uncle Howards, unfortunately.
Oh man.
Oh. But no, I mean, so everyone's just kind of being a dick to Max in general, and so what does he do? He like tears up his letter that he wrote to Santa and wishes everyone like goes away or some shit,
Yeah.
which triggers the Krampussy to come. Uh,
Krampusy.
the Krampussy. But I mean, things just kind of get fucky from there. There's this storm that like goes in, and the daughter Beth is like, "Oh, I'm gonna go see my boyfriend. Like, shit sucks here." And they're like, "Okay, like, have fun. Like, it's probably safe during this storm, but whatever." And she goes out and she gets got. And for the rest of the movie, they're like, "Oh, we gotta go find Beth." And then like, I don't know, maybe 3/4 of the way through, they just kind of give up on that, and they're like, "We gotta just save ourselves at this point."
Well, they kind of gave up because Uncle Howard got dragged in the snow by the weird fucking
Yeah.
jester snake thing and got bit. So
Yeah. But yeah, so I mean, a bunch of just holiday Christmas themed shenaniganeries ensue. It was a fun movie. There's not really much to it plot wise. They get harassed for a while, and
yeah, everybody just kind of just goes like one by one and just gets terrorized by Krampus and his goons.
his goons. Yeah, and they all get got one by one until just Max is left. And Krampus is like, "This was the deal, dude. Like, I don't know what to tell you." Max is like,
Fucked up,
I
kid."
didn't want it. Being a little whiny bitch about it. Fucking get what he wants and then fucking complain about it. Typical.
He's like, please take me instead. I just want Christmas to be the
Oh,
same
where
again. And
you
he's all
killed my
like,
mom and dad? Wham! Big crybaby all of a sudden.
Krampus is just
Boo-hoo.
like, shut up, bitch, and then throws him into like the pits of hell.
Yeah, he yeets him into the fucking Temple of Doom fire pit. He summoned for some reason.
Golly ma.
Yeah, and the movie ends on like kind of a vague note where like the family is all together in the house again and like everyone's happy and shit, and
It
then
was like all just a bad dream. It was
yeah, it was
just
like
a
it's a
dream.
bad dream, and then Max opens a present and he's got the little Krampus like fucky jingle bell that they had throughout the movie. There was a little jingle bell that like was fucky and it said Krampus. I don't know, it didn't do much, but he got it, and he was like, "Oh, it all," and everyone was like, "Oh shit, that all like really happened," and it zooms out and they're all like in a snow globe in Krampus's hut, I guess. I don't know.
It's hot.
I don't know. I don't know.
This big, just mythical, like Christmas spirit, who is like the darkness of Christmas, and he lives in a hut.
Yeah. Dude, he's just chilling in the forest, and he's got like a billion other snow globes of like, I don't know, other families, I assume.
They also do like a goofy ass jump scare at the end.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, you didn't stay into like the full thing after when the song was done, like when it's showing like the
Was
whole
it
house.
one of the like gingerbread men?
No, it was like all of like Krampus's like little minions like kind of just jumped at the camera to like do like one final jump scare.
You're
and then
right. No,
just-
I do remember that. It wasn't that bad. That's why I didn't really remember it. None of this movie,
Right.
I mean, it's PG-13, so none of this movie was really like gory or like bad in any way. A lot of it was all more just like goofy, fun, cheesy horror, you know, which I kind of appreciated. Like I like it's a holiday Christmas movie. A holiday Christmas movie. Fucking Jesus Christ. It's it's a holiday horror movie, which like it's hard to toe to walk that line between horror and like festive. And I think this movie does a good job where it's like it's not meant to be taken super
definitely.
seriously. It's just you put it on and like you can still feel the spirit of the holidays watching this movie. It's fun and it's goofy and none of it is too serious. Whereas like I know you and I recently watched Terrifier 3. That is not a movie that I think I would like to watch next Christmas.
Dude, that movie was like fucking off the walls bonkers, dude.
Yeah, that was definitely like at my line of like, yeah, this was almost too much for me. But Krampus was like, it was fun. It was a lot more of a fun, just like, I'm gonna sit down, watch this, like, have a good time, watch.
Oh yeah. No, definitely. I don't know, just everything about this movie was just a good mix of just
Yeah.
like a good horror, a good mix of comedy, like comedy that actually made me laugh.
It was funny. Yeah, there were some
And
funny lines.
And just some fun bits in the movie too. A good mix of drama too as well, like with like the family and stuff in the beginning.
Right.
One of my favorite parts of the movie is like the very, very beginning intro of like the whole like Black Friday, like Christmas shopping spree
Oh,
that
yeah,
everybody's
that
having.
montage. Yeah, that's a great montage because that's like, again, that's a part of the holidays that is somewhat glossed over. That like, and I don't know, maybe we've kind of lost a little bit of that Black Friday now that everything's on the internet, and thank fuck for that. But like, man, yeah, that was a crazy time, dude.
Yeah, no, like I was saying earlier, with just how realistic, you know, the drama is in this movie with like the family and stuff, and then watching that intro of just seeing, just this movie showing like the realism of just, you know, how usually the holidays are, and it's just like maybe they were too little over exaggerated in the beginning with some of the stuff, like, you know, people getting fucking tased and dragged out.
Yeah,
but
I think the thing that I like about this movie is that it has all of that, but it also still feels very festive. It's not just super negative and down on like family sucks and Black Friday sucks and the holiday sucks and this is all stupid and blah, blah. Like it still very much drives home that point of like, yeah, like the holidays are meant to be fun. Like it's there are some negative parts and like you said, that adds more of a realism than a horror to it. But
Mm-hmm.
I think the core of this movie is still, about how the family needs to stick together, hence them surviving together throughout the horror movie.
It's
And
it's
while
still
not
a movie of like trying to believe in Christmas still. So,
right, that's still the core of the movie, which I think makes it feel a lot more festive than other Christmas horror movies.
oh, most
One thing
definitely.
I will say is that not a lot like plot wise happens, but it's definitely the journey that matters. Like a lot of the his goons, as you would say, were really cool. Like I liked the I don't know how to describe them. The like Jack in the Box one, the one at the end that was like eating the two cousins and like swallowing
Oh
them whole.
yeah,
That motherfucker was genuinely creepy as shit. Like
yeah.
and you could tell he was a practical effect. Like he was an actual puppet because he looked real. Like there were other CGI creatures in this movie, like the living gingerbread men, and
Oh
they
yeah.
were kind of fun in like a slapstick kind of way, but you could definitely tell that they were CGI. But most, like you were saying, most of the other puppets, like the flying angel demon puppet chick,
Yeah, and the bear and the
and the
robot
bear, or
and
I don't know. I think the bear was CGI too. I could be wrong, but I thought the bear was CGI.
no, it was still pretty practical.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah.
But either way, like a lot of them looked good and were creative, which was the
Oh
thing I
yeah.
liked. It wasn't just, oh, you open a present and there's something evil inside. It was like there was that part where the hook comes down the chimney with the gingerbread man attached to it, and the fat kid goes and eats it, and it pulls him up the fucking chimney. And there was the fuck, what was it? God, I'm blanking. Save me, Justin. Pull me out here.
Uh, wait, what? wait. Redescribe what you were trying to.
I was just talking about the practical creatures and like they looked good. I don't know. That was my
Yeah.
point. The practical creatures looked really good. The CGI creatures were still okay, but Krampus himself. That was what I was getting at. Krampus
Oh yeah,
himself.
yeah.
He looked fucking awesome. His like face, like he was. It wasn't over the top. It wasn't something that like you look at and it's like I'm not gonna be able to sleep again. But it was definitely something that was like really unnerving to look at. And it looked
Yeah.
good. Like he was really, I don't know. I thought he was really cool. The design for him was good, especially before you get to see his face and he's just this like huge haunched over like cloaked figure with these horns. Like that was cool. I don't
Oh
know.
yeah, no. I would definitely. So my opinion with Krampus's look in general, I was a little. I mean, don't get me wrong. Krampus in that movie when they did like the big reveal of what he looks like,
Mm,
he looked cool. I thought he was cool. I was a little brought down from it because I was hoping for more of some kind of like more of a goat kind of creature because that's how
mm.
usually Krampus is described as more of just this giant kind of like goat like humanoid figure. I mean, I did think his face was pretty creepy, but I was like he just has this face of a Santa Claus, but
Yeah,
just
no,
more
that's
like
totally valid. That's totally valid. That Krampus is usually depicted as more like demonic and goat like you were saying. Like I'm looking at a lot of his pictures on like his Wikipedia page on the history of Krampus. And yeah,
Krampus
they're
has a Wikipedia.
he does. And they're all very like demony. But then yeah, in the movie, he's just like a fucked up like contorted Santa Claus face.
Yeah.
Which that
It
is fair.
still looked good though.
It did look good. It objectively looked good. But yeah, I do agree with you. I think maybe a little more of a like demonic design might have done better, especially because that was kind of how they hinted him to be the whole movie, where he had like the hoof footprints and like the big horns coming out and
Oh
like
yeah.
the stomping that he does everywhere. Like, so yeah, I kind of thought he would be a little more animal like too. Yeah, a little lame that he was just like creepy
More
pasta Santa Claus.
literally.
But hey,
No,
man,
like
I like a good
but
creepy pasta.
everything before that, like the buildup of like Krampus and all that stuff, and seeing him, just cloaked the whole time and just so ominous, and jumping across the roofs and stuff, and howling into the night while he's doing so, like all of that was really cool. Like I
Right.
thought that was pretty fantastic. Um, But yeah, no, I was gonna bring also more back to the practical effects where Max goes to like final boss location and he's at his sleigh with all like the elves and such, and even like the reindeer that he had on his sleigh
Yeah,
that were
yeah, yeah.
actual like people inside those costumes, kind of just moving them around and such. I
Right.
was like, that's pretty badass. Like I
Yeah.
just liked how practical everything was. The elves were sick as fuck. I loved the elves in the
The
movie.
elves were
Like
sick. The
each,
other, the other part that was practical for sure that I think was really good was when they tore the wall off the side of the house towards the end.
oh yeah,
That looked fantastic, and like you, because it was a practical set, the actors could physically walk through, and like that's what happens. A few of them like charge through to try to face the elf's head on, but like just I mean like it's a silly thing, but you when you do that with CGI, it looks dumb. So they
hmm,
try to avoid doing that. But just that simple thing of seeing the actor walk through the wreckage and over the little wall that's left and outside, you're like, that adds a lot of immersion to it. Just the fact that a lot
oh
of this
yeah.
movie was practical. It was really good.
No, yeah, no. Everything effects wise was really awesome in this movie, and I'm not saying that this movie is like 10 out of 10 fantastic, but
No,
as far as
no.
like effects wise, like it was well done. Like it
Yeah,
was
I mean
great.
it's a fun, goofy little Christmas movie. Nothing to take too seriously, nothing too scary, but there's enough there to be like, oh, that's creepy. Like I don't know. It's meant to be fun, and I thought it was fun. Another aspect of this movie that I did really like was when they have this creepy grandma who seems to know everything about Krampus,
Oh yeah, yeah,
was
yeah.
when she was telling her like backstory, and it does that like little claymation like backstory thing. I thought
Yes.
that all was really cool. That was a
No, it
really well
was.
done like
It
segment.
gave me very like beginning of Resident Evil Village vibes, where it was
Mm,
telling the story about like um was it in Resident Evil like the three or four kings of each like sanction, and it's all like this really cool like claymation like cartoon kind of esque
right.
like storyline while it's describing in the beginning of the game. Like it gave me that kind of vibe, and I was just, yeah, no, that whole story scene was just really cool
Yeah,
too.
yeah, yeah. No, I totally agree. That and it was giving me like classic stop motion Christmas movies like
Oh
Rudolph,
yeah.
Year Without a Santa Claus, Island of Misfit Toys. Yeah, it was. I liked that. This movie, that's yeah, man. I enjoyed this movie. Like you said, it's definitely not a 10 out of 10. It's the writing's not perfect. There's nothing really about this movie that's perfect or phenomenal in any way. But what makes this movie special is just that it does a good job of feeling like a horror movie, but also having the spirit of the holidays in it.
Oh yeah. No,
And
definitely.
just
This
that,
movie is still really kept up to date of, not only just being in a horror, but still keeping it festive.
yeah, yeah. And just because you said keeping it up to date, like this movie still looks good. Like almost 10 years
Oh
later,
yeah.
like
Oh
this
yeah.
was a fun watch. There were some, like I was saying, some of the CGI creatures, like the gingerbread men, and I think there was like a toy robot that came to life or something. They look a little funky, but it's CGI. What can you do? But the rest of them is still fun. It looked good. You can't really complain about a movie like this that's meant to be kind of cheesy and not laughed at, but like laughed with. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I mean, you can judge this movie on an objective scale and compare it to Citizen Kane or Hereditary or whatever. And on those metrics, of course, this movie falls short. It doesn't do anything fantastic. But I think if you judge this movie on what it's supposed to be, just a fun horror Christmas movie to watch during the holidays, like I
Hmm.
would give it a 10 out of 10. Like I thought this was fun. Like I said at the beginning, like this is something that I could see myself watching next Christmas. Like just get some
Oh
popcorn,
yeah.
some hot chocolate, kick the feet up, watch this movie and have a blast, whereas
Yeah.
a lot of horror movies, you and I love horror movies, but I don't think either of us really are in the mood to watch most horror movies during the holidays because that's not the vibe that the holidays are supposed to have.
Right. Well, I'm always in the mood to watch horror movies depending on what holiday it is. So
That's fair. That's fair.
But no, yeah, no, definitely. This is a good like Christmas movie to watch, during the holidays if like
Hmm.
you being a horror fan. But yeah, no, this movie's a really fun movie. I enjoy it a lot, and I try to watch this movie during the holiday season because it's a fun movie to watch if you love horror and just want to watch something that's also funny at the
Yeah,
same
for sure.
time. One scene that made me laugh in this movie. Um, so one character that makes me laugh, like I was saying, the aunt that they invited, the older, um,
Yeah.
I forgot her name, but like she's always just making like these derogatory, like out of pocket jokes, like throughout the whole movie, and just
She
very
sucked.
unfiltered.
She
But
fucking sucked.
one of my favorite lines from her was towards the end of the movie, and Max is like, "You're all alive." Or you guys are not dead, and then she was all like, "You got that right. I haven't felt this hungover since the Pope died." Oh my god. No, literally every character that was in this movie, like even the kids that played in this movie, um
They were pretty well
each
characterized.
yeah, definitely. Like everybody played their part really good, and not a single actor or actress in this movie I would want to change. Like they all did very, very well.
I'd agree. Yeah, I agree with that. I think the cousins kind of blended together for me. They're all kind of the same, but that's more an issue with the writing than it is with the actual actors that played them. Like you were saying, all the actors and actresses, I think they did perfectly. I think they were all very well cast. I'm normally not the biggest fan of the guy who played Uncle Howard, David
Oh, I
Koechner.
love him. I thought he did great
Um,
in this movie.
I only really know him from like Anchorman, I think. I don't know.
Yeah,
He's
no,
all
I
right,
only
but
know him from
like,
Anchorman.
yeah. But I think I really liked him in this movie. He played his part well. He was really funny. Like, yeah, I really don't have any complaints with this movie. I would have
The
preferred if
bulldog
some
in
of
the
this.
movie was so cute.
The
Sorry.
bulldog was great.
Yeah.
He was goated in killing the gingerbread men. I hated those gingerbread men, but he was pretty goated in that. Yeah, I mean,
No, the bulldog was
I
so
would
cute.
say, I would say maybe I wish some of the CGI scenes were practical, but I don't know how you could do the gingerbread men practical the way they wanted in the movie. You know, like flipping around and shooting the
Yeah.
nail gun at the guy. Like, so for what I want, for what they wanted, I think it's fine. I think
Yeah,
it's
no, I
good.
thought
You
the
know, they used
gingerbread men
practical where they
like
could.
yeah, no, the gingerbread men for me were like perfectly fine like to be
Yeah,
like CGI'd and such. Like they still looked pretty funny and like still cool.
yeah, yeah.
And
No, that's just me nitpicking.
even just the environmental stuff like when Max tears up the letter and he throws it out the window and it's all CGI'd like the letter, like the pieces of the letter like flying up into the sky, and when the storm's coming in, all the clouds and such, like there's a couple things that they had to use CGI for, but otherwise this whole movie was just pretty practical in most of their effects. And no, it's good. Like it's not John Carpenter's The Thing good, but it's definitely good for its practical effects
Yeah, yeah,
in
yeah.
2015.
I forgot he did the thing. That is a good movie. I thought you were gonna say Halloween, and I was like,
Oh no.
this movie was
we
definitely
are
definitely
not we
better
are
than
not going to
Halloween.
go jump back
We're not
into
gonna
our
open that
Halloween
can of worms
special.
again now.
We are not going to open that wormhole again. We're just going to be shit talking through the Christmas
We're
episode.
all right, guys. Another 20 minutes shitting on Halloween.
Fuck you, Michael.
Oh man.
No, yeah, no, again, this movie is really good for, it being a horror comedy. It's definitely a good like flick to watch during
Yeah.
the Christmas season. Just to watch with friends, or even like you said, just by yourself, just kicking back, having some popcorn, hot chocolate.
It's a very
Um,
chill, very fun movie. Yeah,
oh
if
yeah.
that's the vibe you're going for, this movie would fit that vibe, I would say.
Now
This isn't
for
something that like you got to turn the lights on to watch or anything.
oh yeah, no, yeah, this won't be a movie that won't scare anybody. This is just something that's just
It's fun.
out of the
That's the
world,
best way I
bonkers and
think I can
fun.
describe it. Yeah, is this movie is a fun watch.
Yeah. I was gonna say, for maybe our next Christmas special, we can do Terrifier 3 question mark because I
Maybe.
finally watched the Terrifier movies, but
I don't
we
know
can
if I
think of
can watch
something.
that movie again, dude. To be so honest, that third one pushed me to my limits. I really like the first two, but that third one pushed it for me, dude.
Not to get too much into detail about a certain scene in that movie, but just the glass piece,
Nope. Yeah.
no.
Nope.
Mm-mm.
Nope. Nope.
Yeah.
I could. I'm gonna say a couple words, and they're all gonna ruin your day. Glass, tube, mall. Fucking.
Mall.
Yeah, there were so many parts of that movie where I was like, "This is borderline not okay, guys." Like, I get it's a movie,
Oh,
but this was borderline not okay.
yeah, no. Those movies are very too much sometimes.
Very, very too much. This last one was, yeah.
Yeah, if
But
you
that's not what we're
ever
talking about this time.
if you feel uncomfortable watching Terrifier 3 this time of season, just turn on Krampus if you want to feel better because
Krampus is
it's
a
one of those
good
like
palate cleanser.
feel good yeah, it's one of those like feel good like kind of gas relief
Yeah.
tums. But yeah, no. Michael I think I'm pronouncing his name correctly. Doherty?
Doherty?
Yeah. Phenomenal job. Thank you for such a fun movie to watch during the holiday season. I'm not a huge Christmas fan, like just in general. I like the aesthetic of like, all the lights being up around like all the houses and stuff and like that kind of,
Mm-hmm.
vibe and just the weather. I love the cold season. I'm not a summer or spring person as much. I'm more of a cold season guy.
Oh,
So,
for sure.
but Christmas, it's not a big holiday for me. I'm not into all like the joy and the festives. I'm very
I just hate being
depressed and
happy. I just
yeah.
hate it. It sucks.
I fuck. Um, yeah, that's why Halloween's always been my
I
favorite. I
think,
just like
I
being
think,
dark and depressing. So,
I think you need to
um,
watch a little movie called A Christmas Carol. There's
I
a
think you need to
there's
shut the fuck up.
three ghosts I think you need to have a conversation with.
I don't know if you've seen
Oh.
that meme of the Polar Express. I don't know if I sent it to you, but it was like if Polar Express was a good movie and the little girl starts singing Nickelback.
I think you did send me that.
The risen gates won't open up for me. But Halloween will always be in my heart, but I gotta tolerate Christmas, and to tolerate it in a good way, just watch anything Christmas horror related. So Krampus is a good one.
It's going on the list.
Yeah, definitely a like an A B tier Christmas movie to
I would
watch.
give it A
Yeah,
tier.
definitely A
Yeah,
tier. A
I
tier
would give it A tier
Christmas movie to
Christmas.
watch, like horror Christmas.
Yeah,
That's on
for
the
sure.
list. That's Krampus
All
2015.
right, Scrooge.
Bah humbug. Fucking hate this up. No kidding. Or read it. Um.
Oh.
So.
Jesus was born in the spring.
Oh Lord, we're gonna get canceled.
It's a pagan holiday.
Oh Lordy. Literally. So we hope everybody who has been listening to us through the year. From me and Alex, we both wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. We're probably not going to do anything for our New Year's, or we weren't really thinking of a New Year's special because it's just right around the corner, and that's a little too much for us during the holidays of how busy it is. But we at least wanted to get like a Christmas special out since we didn't do one last year. But we're probably gonna see you guys again sometime in
In the new
the new year
year.
of 2025. This year went by fucking fast, dude.
It did, man. It did. It did. Fuck, it's hard to believe. It's hard to believe that Helldivers came out at the beginning of the
Oh
year, and
my
you still
fucking
haven't
God.
fucking played
Oh
it
my
with me. It's
fucking God.
unbelievable.
You need to
A
relax.
whole year.
You need to relax, or I'm canceling this podcast.
February. February is when it came out.
But yeah, me and Alex will probably catch you guys sometime around the beginning-ish or so of New Year's, once everything kind of starts settling down. But
Indeed.
we want to thank everybody who's been tuning in this year and who has been with us for a year now. And again,
No, for real.
me and Alex wish everybody and whoever's listening, just only the viewers who are listening, fuck everybody else who doesn't.
Only the viewers. Everyone else can fucking starve for all we care.
We all wish you guys a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and we hope that the rest of this year goes very well for everybody. I know for me and Alex, it's not, because I'm literally gonna plan on stop being friends with him by after Christmas. So
yeah, my New Year's resolution is never to talk to Justin again.
I fucking hated this podcast, and I fucking hate you.
We actually record our parts separately. He'll record his lines, and then I'll record mine separately, and then I just put them together in post, make it sound like we're talking to each other.
Man. For more updates for our podcasts, please visit us at Instagram at Terrorvision with Justin and Alex. Oh no, sorry, I can't even fucking think anymore. Facebook.
This fucking guy.
I've been doing this so many times now, and the one time I fuck it up, so you need to relax. For more updates on our podcasts, find us on Facebook at Terrorvision with Justin and Alex, and Instagram at Terrorvision Podcast. If you want to listen to more of our episodes, if you've missed our 1-year special, our Halloween special, and just all of our other, tomfuckery, listen to us on Spotify and YouTube, Terrorvision with Justin and Alex. And thank you guys for a year of Terrorvision. Thank you guys for a year of listening to us, and we will definitely be seeing you guys within the New Year's. And again, for the third time, we hope you guys have the happiest holidays, and hope the rest of the year slows down and gets easier, and you guys enjoy as much time with your friends and family, or just enjoy just listening to us just shit talk each other and just talk.
We're your friends and family now.
We're
It's us.
Now get in the van.
Get in. Get in.
Get in. Oh man.
Happy holidays, guys.
Until next time, I am Justin.
And I'm Alex.
And this is Terrorvision with Justin and Alex. Merry Christmas.
Ho, 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 ho.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.
Feliz Navidad.